R. Kelly's trial is coming up. I think it's September this year. What are your thoughts on what he's being accused of now? Because I mean, you know him obviously at one point, both from the same city. We talk to people from Chicago. They give a lot of different renditions of what they think. What is your perception of R. Kelly and what he's going through right now? What he's being accused of?
Ooh, that one is a lot.
Yeah.
Because it is personal for me, because he is definitely a personal friend. Like you said, it's not just because we're both from Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I helped R. Kelly put his first tour together. I introduced him to his wife, ex-wife. I was intricate in his beginnings. I knew Aaliyah. I knew their friendship.
Mm.
As a mother, as an older woman, you don't want to hear the things that you hear about a friend. But when it's true, and you got to find the truth in it. You got to find the truth in it. I don't believe in sex trafficking. I don't believe in molestation. I don't believe in pedophiles. And when I say I don't believe it, I mean I know it exists. I don't take it. I don't accept it, meaning it's wrong.
Yes.
And we know it's wrong, you know? And so what's done in the dark comes to the light. And I know this is something that he's going to have to deal with. He is dealing with it. I can't say if it's true or not because I was not there. I can't say if it's true or not because I was not there. I can't say if it's true or not because I was not there.
I can't say if it's true or not because I was not there.
Right.
I heard my own things. I feel saddened by it because if this is true, there's some mental illness there that he needs help with. That's a sickness. So it's not to be laughed at. And I don't like the fact that we try to condemn and just destroy people. And I say that to say, as an artist, he's a musical genius, hands down. I still listen to his music, and I still will listen to his music. No matter if it has a different meaning to me or not, the thumping of that sound, the rhythm, the beat, the melody, and the words, I'm thumping all the way. Why are you trying to take this man's finance and his music where he can no longer take care of himself nor his family or his legal fees? When you've had people like Elvis Presley, I can name all kind of people that they're not coming to my mind right now, but this ain't the first time.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this to say, condemn him as a man.
Right.
Hold him accountable for what you need to hold him accountable for. But the music ain't got nothing to do with what he's going through right now. Just like Bill Cosby. He didn't get pardoned, but Lil Wayne, Kodak, Blue or Black.
Mm-hmm. Desiree Perez, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm thankful for their, I'm glad that they got pardoned. But Bill Cosby, something that happened 30 years ago. Now, I'm not saying that what he did, he's supposed to, get off. I'm not saying that either. But something that happens 30 years ago, it's almost like the jurisdiction, the time should be over. He 80 something years old and he didn't get pardoned. Really? I just think that we got our priorities messed up. I hope I answered your question. Because it's emotional to me when I talk about Rob. Your stuff is in front of everybody in black and white to see the whole world to judge you. You know what I mean? And perhaps that has to happen in one's life to be able to rectify and clarify what is going on to get the healing. And that's what I'll leave it. That part it's been said, so I don't have to say it again. What's understand don't need to be understood. Okay.
Welcome everyone. This is your girl, Texas Black Diamond, and thank you for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond ENT. I wanted to do a few clips of Lisa Ray and the Brad and Keke Palmer, and others I wanted to add on there as well. And I want to speak on Lisa first. In the interview that she had, I'm gonna drop the link down below so you can watch the full interview on that channel. But when I listen to Lisa, and some people take it one way and some take it the other way. And, for one, let's get this out of the way. Lisa did not say that Robert is guilty. Lisa didn't say that she witnessed anything. Listening to Lisa, Lisa is protecting her brand, protecting her friend, and having empathy for people that has really been victims from sex trafficking and things like that, and speaking as a mother and a woman. And listening to her when she speaks, she first, and she choose her words carefully. She had to choose her words very carefully here, because people are so sensitive and they don't want to allow you to speak your full truth. So Lisa is a public figure. She's out there in the public. She's in the public eye. So she has to use her words carefully, unfortunately. And so she comes in, she stepped in to let people know, I want you to know that this is a close friend of mine. And I'm not going to bash him. This is a close friend of mine. And I even introduced Robert to his ex-wife. So she was trying to let you know how personal it is to her. So they can know, the audience can know, well, this is somebody that's personal to her, and that I'm not going to walk away from somebody that I care about and that I love. And then she stepped in to say, I am a mother. As a mother, I'm speaking as a mother. And I'm speaking as a woman. And I don't condone in sex trafficking. That's me. I'm a mother and I'm a woman, and I don't condone in sex trafficking, rape, kidnapping, and things like that. Okay? So we'll get that out the way. So she steps in to, speak on, the indictments. So she's speaking on the indictments. So we have indictments here. So that's what she's speaking on. And when she says he's in a lot of trouble, because she's speaking on all these indictments that Robert has before him. And that's what Lisa is speaking on when she say he's in a lot of trouble. Okay? So a person is in trouble when they're in jail. He's in holding. He's in holding. He has these indictments. No doubt about it. But I want to remind you of indictments. Indictments are assumptions of a crime. They assume that a crime has taken place. And so DAs with these indictments has to prove these allegations. So they have to prove these allegations that they put before him. So she's speaking on that. So once again, indictments are assumption of a crime. They assume that a crime has taken place, and Robert has the right to due process. And so Lisa also spoke on that, and she, was like, she was skating on thin ice. So I'm skating on thin ice, so I have to use my words carefully so you can see how she, in her eyes, the sadness of what's going on with him. You can see the passion in her eyes as she speaks about her closeness to Robert, and the hurt. You can see that as well. But she's skating on thin ice. A lot of people want to protect their brands, and she wanted people to know, and she's letting people know that his music, that's his earning. You're taking his earning. That's just like a man, a father. He's working. He's taking care of his children. He's paying his child support. And when you shut that down, you're punishing the whole entire family. I'm going to take this from you because I don't like you. I don't like what you accused of. I don't like the allegation that's been put before you. And so I want you to lose your job. And people don't look at that. You have to look at when you punish that person, income, you're taking away family livelihoods here. And she spoke on that as well. So I'm going to let you watch the next clip, and then I'll jump in and I'll give you my opinion on that as well. But Lisa she specifically said, I did not witness anything. I was not there. Okay. And she said, if she didn't put he did it. She didn't say he did it. She said, if these allegations are true. And that's called, in this due process. So he has to prove his innocence in court. So allow him to have his due process. So I'm looking at it as a mother, as a mother with boys as well, a mother with daughters. I have sons and I have daughters, and I'm a female as well, you know. And I have been molested, and I have been raped. And like, once again, I'm not going to take it out on Robert Sylvester Kelly, you know. So let's go on to the next clip.
And I grew up with Robert in Chicago.
Wow.
He was like my uncle. He would come to the school.
They tried to mess with you?
No, like he really like looked out for me.
We have the brat having a conversation with Deb. And of course, that's what Deb was gonna do, you know, because she was rocking with Drill, you know, trying to be kind of funny here, and that wasn't funny to, you know, ask a person that. But I wanted that scene, that part to be shown as well, because the brat was like, no, he was there for me. He helped me. And I hear this from a lot of females speaking on how Robert helped them. You know, she was in high school. He didn't come on to her. And they're painting him as a person that grabbing young girls. And he was around her. And you would think, you know, because she was beautiful. Still is, you know, the brat, you know, he would come on to her, or, you know, or try to slide away, do something kind of slide sneaky, because, you know, people like that would do something slide sneaky on the side, you know what I mean? And he didn't do that. It came out of the brat's mouth that he helped her. He's a friend. And once again, like I said, public figure, skating on thin ice, afraid to say how they really feel. And she did speak for him. And when she got that backlash and people was after her, she had to tone it down. And, you know, I don't think that's fair at all. If this is your friend, you love him, you know, that's just like a child. Even if a person did wrong, you gotta tell them about how you feel about it personally. But you're gonna be there, you're gonna support them, you're gonna love them regardless. And it's not fair for the public to try to stomp these public figures and try to force them to hate somebody that they love. And that's not fair. So we're going to jump to the next clip, and I'll come back with my opinion on that as well.
What's happening? I heard you did something with R.Kelly. Man, is he a cool dude, or is he just scandalous like everybody say? I had to
you know what, man? He's weird. He's very weird, but he a genius. He's weird because he's a genius. And most people I've been around that's that talented, that's that gifted, is some kind of thing about them that's just kind of off. So like that dude is just about music and about women. And every other extension of him, it comes from them two things. Right. So when you're working with him, it's tons of women around. When you're in the studio, if the women don't like what y'all working on, you're gonna erase the shit and start over. Right. The women are there to tell the nigga if it's good or not. And he gonna listen to them women over listening to anybody else. That's why he should sound like that. And yeah, the nigga, you know, he a freaky nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about all the kids and all that kind of shit. I know all the time I spent around him, all the bras that was there, they was getting paid handsomely to be there doing what they was doing, and none of them upset about nothing. So, that's what I could say about that. Outside of that, it was a lot of music. We was working on the Best of Both Worlds Part 2.
Slim, they've done some incredible things in the game, man. You can't dispute that. And, you know, even with R. Kelly, man, his situation is unfortunate, man. But this is what I think with a cat like R. Kelly. R. Kelly can't read or write. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
R. Kelly kind of like how T said that R. Kelly is weird. R. Kelly kind of thinks like a 15, 16-year-old kid.
Mm-hmm.
That's how his mind is. So I think that's what the thing is, man. He probably feels more comfortable with around younger people. I wasn't there, so I ain't gonna never sit up and accuse no man, you know, allegedly, you know, he's doing some other stuff. But to me, you know, even with his situation, them parents knew what they was getting into. You let your daughter go up here and audition with R. Kelly. Come on, man.
Man, listen, I done spent time at the man house. I done spent time working with the man. I got songs with the man. It's been tons of women around the place. And at the same time, I wasn't there all the time. I don't know what didn't happen since then. This was a long time ago. But I know during the time that I was there, every woman that was there, and some of them, I went in depth with conversation. They were telling me about the houses they done got. They done got put through college. They did this, did that. It seemed just like a cool situation for everybody involved. You know what I'm saying? So
Kels did a lot of shit, man. Kels did a lot of shit for a lot of people, man. And I think it's one of them things, man. You know how they say, you know, first they love you, then they hate you? It's like, man, the media loves to destroy artists, man.
Yeah.
They find something, man, to run with, man, they just running with it.
They got a hard on for that.
Yeah, they got a hard on for it, man. And you know, nobody really knows the truth of what went on, man. It's just a sad situation, man.
And see, I want to show clips like that where people was actually there personally, you know, there. We have the artist, he's speaking like, hey, I was there. It was women there, and they were happy. And they was getting paid. And nobody came to me and complained about anything. They didn't say they was locked up, help me. And they actually having conversations with this guy. And, you know, we was hearing that they couldn't even speak to any guys. But he's saying that, you know, females coming to me and they telling me they offering the conversation and letting them know, shoot, we getting houses. He bought me a house. I'm happy as hell, you know, and I'm good up in here. You know, nobody came to him like, can you please rescue me? I am in a living hellhole here. I am locked up in this place. I cannot get out of here. I need y'all to help me. Please, please help me. Just get me out of here. He said, shit, these women was living good. And he actually said, I'm in the man's house. I'm around the women. You know, I didn't witness any wrongdoing and things like that. You know, he said, you know, he's weird. You know, musically he's weird. He's weird in that way because that's why his music is so great, because he's a weird person. But he said, I did not witness anybody complaining about being tied up, hog tied, in basements where they have to slip food down. And the females was in the studio. Even speaking to these men, they didn't have their head down. He didn't say, oh, he had them like soldiers. They couldn't even speak to us. He made them hold their heads down and things like that. You know, another witness. I want to, you know, show with witnesses, you know, people that was actually there. So this is what this video is about. His character, you know, people that was around him, people that he helped, you know, and stuff like that. So I'm going to move on to the clips with Kiki, and then I will finish from there.
Guys, I'm here with one of my favorite people in the world, okay? And he's playing the most amazing new track. Are they ready for this new shit?
I'm a biter.
So we have another young lady in the studio with her. So these girls are in the studio. There's another woman in the studio, and happy. She's so happy. I don't see her miserable. I don't see her feeling like she's been taken advantage of, that he tried to do anything to harm her. And she's just happy-go-lucky, and she's excited. And she also spoke back in 2017, the great advice that, Robert gave her, and things like that. So I'm just saying to myself, like, you're in the studio. Did he ever try to come on to you, Kiki? Did he ever do anything to harm you? Did he do anything to try to harm, the young lady that you was with?
I wish fucking everybody could be in a session with Kels because it's the most inspiring shit on the planet.
I wonder if Chris Brown did that one song with them, like, together, or did they just...
Like, Lily walking out there, I feel like I could just accomplish anything in life.
Yes, so dope.
Just the fact that he actually invests time in. That's honestly probably the best thing I've learned from any, like, of my inspirations or mentors is they invest time in the youth.
Right.
They don't just hold everything that they know in and give it away.
So she goes on to say that, she wished every, young girl, young guy was able to be in the studio with Robert because he's inspiring to her. He's, giving her advice, and it sounds very familiar. Sound like, the hair braider, she spoke on how he told her, you can be better than this. You can be more than a hairdresser. You can be all you can be. And he pumped her up. He gave her inspiration, and things like that, and I feel like when Robert cut certain people loose, he owed them, and they felt like revenge, but just listening to these women actually say, oh, he's great. Even with Azriel, she spoke highly of him. He's a good-hearted person. He's a nice person. He treats you right. But everybody, majority's trying to, jump on the bandwagon. It seems like when a person falls on their face and they lose everything, that's when people turn their backs on you. They don't look at the, thing that a person has done to, lift them up, encourage them, to help them financially, to, launch their careers, and things like that. And that's in reality, you guys. A lot of people, they remember the no, but they don't remember all the yeses. I want to everybody to leave their comment. I want to hear from everybody. What's your thoughts on Lisa? Your thoughts on the Brad? What Cash Money artist had to say? Kiki, what she's saying here and what she's saying now. Do you feel like these people are skating on thin ice and they're afraid to speak up for someone that they really care about? Because Kiki she was so in love with Robert, and she had her endorsements and she had deals, and she's like, I'm at the my career is booming right now. If I speak out the way I want to, will I lose this? I have seen so many people lose their careers for speaking up for somebody that they care about. What do I do? So do you feel that these people are skating on thin ice? Please drop your comments down below. And all are welcome. No discrimination here. Thanks again, you guys, for tuning in to Texas Black Diamond ENT with your girl, Texas Black Diamond, aka TBD.
All you did was get rich out these war crimes. It's a conspiracy. Who's the terrorist? The U.S. government must be the terrorist.